Before I even go ahead and even get started on what I'm going to be doing, did you guys see the new trailer for the He-Man movie or the Masters of the Universe? Oh my goodness, dude. I am like hyped. Dude. Like, yo, I need to get, if you guys haven't seen the trailer, I just really want to know y'all opinions. Let's just conversate about that in the comment. All right. But anyway, okay, it's been a minute and I had this particular handheld for years, okay? And this is like, out of all the handhelds, okay, of course, this is like what gets it, like what got everything started for real. And I had this one. This is, yeah, just like I said, this is my childhood Gameboy DMG, the original from, I mean, seriously, all the way back home. And this right here, I had years ago, I had tried to do like a little bit of an upgrade or an update to the screen, and I made some mistakes right around here in this area right here as I was finishing it up. So I didn't really worry about it. I was just like, you know what, at least that the fact is it still works, everything's good. So I just not worried about it. I put it back inside my gigantic thing. I did a few videos even like years ago, and I still showed this thing off in other videos, but it's been a long time and I learned a lot over the years, and I finally is now ready to go ahead and give this thing a second shot and give it like an update. Couple of things, got a screen, and also I got a new case for this. So I just thought that, hey, it's gonna be awesome just going ahead and just doing a little bit of upgrade up on here and just bringing this thing right up to the new year. Okay, and just very excited about this because I love doing these mods and upgrades. I don't want to call it mods, but more like an upgrade. I usually call it like an update because at the same time, you know, just go ahead and update all the stuff that's pretty much is like on the outside and some of the stuff on the inside and stuff like that. But whatever, let me just, I'm excited about it. That's the reason I'm yapping about it. But anyway, let's get started. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Famous Kid Video Game Entertainment. And before we go any further, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Click like, subscribing. It's always a big help. Let me pause and make this clear. This is not a how-to or tutorial video. It's up to you if you want to follow along. I make mistakes and there is far better videos out there that can explain and break it down better than me. This is what I'm doing. I'm quite sure you guys might have better or even quicker ways of doing this. And if so, please explain in the comments. My goal for us is to all help each other and myself included. Thank you for your help, and let's begin. I do want to mention that USB Type-C, basically a battery pack for back here with a USB Type-C for it to charge. So that's going to be coming a little bit down the line. I don't think I need to do a video on it. If you guys need me to do a video on stuff like that, on setting that up and everything, just let me know in the comment. All right, I'm going to try to burn through this and basically just kind of set this thing up and everything else. But while I'm doing this, I just want to just kind of say that I'm going to leave a couple of ideas in the description, but just do your research when it comes down to these screens, because there are different types of screens when it comes down to these replacements and even some of the parts, the shells and stuff like that. And if you're a professional and you know like what is the best screen to get, what's the best parts to get, what's the best place to go and stuff like that for people, please leave in the comments if you're a professional that really knows about everything, because there probably will be mistakes that I make even when I'm setting this thing up. I'm just giving you, and then as I'm talking, these are just a few tips as I'm just going along, because I don't want, you know what I'm saying, I make, just like I said, I make mistakes. You guys will probably find some of the mistakes that I probably make even in this video. Hopefully that everything works out right as I finish this whole thing up, but at the same time, I mean, it's just like I said, just do your research. It's best to just do that and get the best possible for your handheld. Now, as you can see, I try to do my best to try to copy everything that's on the previous model that you can just see, just trying to do everything as delicate as I possibly can, because these parts are super old. I just want to just kind of copy and just make sure that like the switch and everything is transferred over. I'm going to put the other one in there in a second. Now that I see that it flushed in there, the wires for the batteries flushed up in there, and that's cool. So now I can just open up this new one. I'm just going to kind of replace these parts, which is the switch at the top. I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to try to slide this off. Okay, now I'm going to put that to the side. Now I'm going to put this new one on there. Now I'm going to put the screws back here on this bottom right here, and all the screws that needs to go back in its place. And then I'm going to put these two bottom ones, and now and everything's secure. At the same time, put this to the side, and I'm just gonna check inside to make sure that the other parts in there for the battery part. All right, everything looks good up in there. So now I'm gonna get these cutters right here, and there's a couple of parts, if you could see, and like if you need to pause and like kind of like copy off what I'm doing, but basically what I'm doing, I'm just taking off the really sharp parts that's kind of sticking up the side where the headphone jack is. I'm gonna soldering pieces off that's kind of sticking up a little bit. I'm gonna kind of need to do that in order for me to put the board on there, and I don't want to get the new board scratched up. It sounds like stupid ruin. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of get these little parts right here and try to like just snip these pieces off. It's the best way I can to try to smooth it out, and be careful because you don't want nothing to pop in your face. All right, but just wanted to let you know it was right over here where on the side where the headphone jack is. Okay, so just kind of letting you know, just see like one part right there, just those two parts right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get this screen and kind of just look at it real quick, kind of pull it out the bag to the side because that's gonna be the things keep from the static, and then all those pieces right there, and then this is the board. It's crazy that the fact is like you're getting like the full board up on here with the screens. So some of the ones that you order, you can get like this full setup here. and it has a piece so you can just basically put it up in there. Now check this out. When I put this up in here, look at how like the little like the position that I'm putting it in. So you see like the groove that's like sitting up, it's just gonna go ahead and like kind of slide up in there and just set up, and just sat in. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make like 3 incisions because I need to kind of paste these two pieces together, so that way this part right here, the board doesn't move from the screen. I don't want to mess up the ribbon. So this is double-sided tape, so I'm just gonna go ahead, just want to show you exactly how I did it, these couple little pieces right here. Okay, so and then I'm just gonna kind of paste that down. Now with this one, the ribbon cables is pretty much already connected in some cases, so all I had to do was just kind of tape the pieces on there, and it was just more of like setting things in position. And so as I was just sitting up here just thinking, I was like, okay, making sure that I did it right. So just go ahead and just try to line this up, and it's like right there to set it right on top. And in a lot of cases, if you want to keep it in place, you can go ahead and put Kapton tape or whatever you call it, that clear tape, you know what I'm saying, and put up on there. But I'm just gonna use I'm just gonna set it right here just to kind of like, and if I have any problems, me myself, I'll probably come back to it off camera and just make sure I just set everything in place. And then push this back up in there, and it's a flap right there. You could just go ahead and lock that in, and then now that's set up in there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take this plastic off so that way to get that out the way I don't scratch anything. That's the reason why I did that. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and try to copy from the buttons. I'm just gonna go ahead and like make sure that all these pieces like fit up in there exactly, pretty much self-explanatory. So now I got everything like on this part done right here. Now we're just gonna flap this over and just kind of like tuck that ribbon cable right up at the top a little bit. But I have to be real delicate because if you try to like rip it or anything like that, it can kind of mess up. So make sure you like put your screws back and stuff like that, you know. And right here, I'm just going to be doing a test, and even after that, I'm probably going to come back and put everything in there perfectly. But for this video, I just wanted to just kind of like really just test everything out, and just everything looks good, works out right. And I'm just going to try to slide this back up in there. Okay, so that piece is real snug, so just be careful pushing those pieces in. You got to push this other ribbon cable back in the board. Now that's going to take time. Now any extra adjustments that I'm probably going to do off camera if I needed to, like say for instance the screen in the proper position or anything like that, I'm gonna do it off camera. But in this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and put everything back together, and I just want to kind of do like a test. Now at this point right here, you just gotta, now I'm just gonna put this piece right up on here and kind of snug that up in there in its place. And then once you do that, just kind of like make sure you squeeze like the sides a little bit, but not too much. And then there is a piece of that's gonna like a piece of film on top. So at that point, I'm trying to like make sure that the parts is not, I don't want to put too much force on the screen because I don't want to mess anything up. Now it's time for me to slap the batteries up in there. So now I'm just cleaning everything up. And then now, for right now, we got a full set right here, and everything is good. So Right. Looks like everything's like working. Got the dim and it's brightening up. Oh yeah, this looks good. Okay, so before I go ahead and do any adjustment, but I think I'm pretty much good. I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of do some tests, and I'm just gonna see what these colors and stuff is like. Based off observation, that's for me just playing some Castlevania a little bit, you can kind of tell that I need to like scoot the screen over just a little bit, because you could just see like maybe like just a slightly bit of like a black part right there on the left hand side. So I was just like, I just need to kind of scoot it over. But when I go back in, I'm just going to use the Kapton tape and just kind of place it in the place so it doesn't move, so that way I can go ahead and finish everything up. But in this case, I'm just testing everything out and just making sure everything's working. I had this screen for a couple of months now, that this whole setup, I had this for a couple of months, and I have not like got around to actually, just doing this whole mod. So I'm just really glad that I got to it, and been pretty excited about just testing this out, and just kind of just doing it for the content, for the viewers, for you guys, and just bringing back some of this old school just magic. Right, next one right here, I just wanted to kind of test out, and there's no other better way to play a good game than RC Pro. I mean, because this game is definitely a classic. It's super fun, and if you love like RC cars and stuff, I'm a big fan of that. So I used to play this up on NES, and this was just super fun. So just to see it like this in some color and on this screen, it looks amazing. So there you have it. Basically, the way I see it is, with these new boards and stuff, and that's what's awesome, especially if you get like the kits, if you find them with like the combination with the shell case and the screen with that board, and then also the battery pack in the back to where you can charge it. Now you got you a whole setup right there. I'm ordering mine, and it's gonna take a bit, and the fact is that I have to wait for this new battery pack to be able to charge it up and stuff. But at the same time, this is awesome. I love it. Have you guys, do you guys got the original Game Boy, and have you guys modded it to, or give it like a little fresh update, or are you thinking about it? Let me know in the comments, you guys, and if you made it this far, I truly appreciate it. All right, you guys, and from gamer to gamer, thanks for watching.